Hi, my dear viewers. Today I'm gonna talk about JavaScript in detail. As in my previous video, I was given a hint what could be the prerequisites to know and to start learning JavaScript. Today I'm gonna talk about a brief more into it. We will expand it further. So JavaScript is not only limited with front-end. I already said it's not just a client-side language or script. It's also used in back-end server-side. And coming to the front-end part, the client-side part, today let's elaborate it. And in client-side part, we have different user interfaces. As per that, we need to use different JavaScript code. So first simple type of user interface is a form. Form means wherein we capture different information, like let's say if it is a login form or registration form wherein you can input your name, email ID, basic informations like phone number, password, so a site can capture it. Any new website, web application or mobile application you want to join in, you need to provide your information there to browse more features available post login scenario. So how the website will get your information? Through a form, they will capture it. So a form has different input fields. So sometimes what happens, there are certain automated tool engines who can who can automatically type numbers, type details, and they will fill in different data, and which can be a garbage data to the application in order to break the application system. Because if we will autofill lot of data to any application which is running in a particular server, there are chances they will break if it is not a big application, or if it is not covered like the applications like Google and all. They don't have robust backend server, then they'll definitely be breaking. So for that, to avoid such thing, a form might have captcha and a form might have different validations in its field wherein a user can only enter intended data. So why intended data? Let's say your name field, first name, last name, or the name field wherein you're supposed to enter name, but if you will enter SQL tags, if you will enter like select queries, SQL queries, then there are chances that through those content you can target the backend SQL server or backend databases wherein the data is stored, and that's the way normally the hackers or phishers, they used to target different server to do data breaching. So to avoid that, we provide validation and we provide different type of JavaScript related restriction onto a form, which enable us not to enter dummy junk data into a site. Only the appropriate data has to go. So this is a front-end layer restriction that can be easily implemented using JavaScript. So this is the example of a form. In a form, how different way you can use it. There are also different graphs, charts where you can use JavaScript. Graphs means it's a representation of your data. Let's say you are showing the analysis of coronavirus. Suppose in different countries or the ratio, you can show it in form of circular pie, which is a pie chart. You can show it in a graph, bar graph, or that can be done horizontally, vertically, as per to different data, year, location, as the way you will capture in different dimensions. So using JavaScript, you can easily portray a user viewable screen, wherein the business leaders and the people who are monitoring different subject matter, it's a easy view for them. So the application can show them the data in a presentational way. So that is another use case of JavaScript. Apart from all this use case which can be seen on a screen, there are many use cases happen in background, like service call, which is REST API call. JavaScript itself is synchronous by nature. Synchronous means what? Synchronous means, let's say you are writing a function or you are writing certain piece of code, until and unless that piece of code will not executed, the next function or next piece of code after that will not get processed. That is what is synchronous. But let's say we are calling different REST API which is in another server, and it will take time to connect to that server to get data or to do certain operation like get, post, put, update, all that kind of operation. And by the time we'll come back with our responses, probably there are chances that our application waiting period would be more than a normal time and application would have been broken. That's why there it comes, the asynchronous method, which enable us to establish such kind of functions, such kind of functionalities, and without breaking or without disturbing the usual processing of the code. So in case of service calls or promises, we normally use asynchronous method. Like the inbuilt methods are set timeout and set interval, and there are different Ajax method, and we have to also do some configuration, ActiveS kind of configuration in our browsers. If we are a first timer, we are doing such call first time, such API call first time in our machine, in our local machine. So the browser configuration is also required, so that browser can talk to different protocol, different protocol which are trusted, untrusted. And yeah, so apart from this, there are so many other background features JavaScript does, and to do so we use different syntaxes, and we use different style of coding. There are array, there are if else conditions. Like in any other language, we have variable, we have array, then we have objects, and we have different object oriented concept, and it's almost same. It is no more much different, but yeah, there are difference between the inheritance or difference between the understanding somehow. Because if you see, other languages have invoking type of nature, wherein JavaScript is mostly prototyping, wherein we inherit different features through chaining to a particular object instance. So those are the feature which I will explain you in detail with code, wherein you will get to know what's going on. It's just a brief of how where does JavaScript is been used in different client side. And yeah, definitely I'm gonna tell you about use cases of Ajax call and use cases of those different asynchronous calls, promises, and in a different session I will be elaborating object oriented concept and also different prototype chaining. So see you soon with those new videos. Thank you so much for your time.